Welcome. I'm Eric Barrett from Ohio State University Extension, and we're continuing our series on emergency preparedness for farms and markets in Ohio. This is transferable to other states as well. We're going through the basics of presenting the plan, preparing the plan, and today we're going to talk more about the actual writing of the plan. So we've talked about emergency preparedness and risk management, and then what are these emergency action plans? A note for employers that have 11 or more employees that the plan must be in writing, kept in the workplace, and available for employees to review. For everyone, we encourage you to make this plan something that everybody in the organization knows about. In the instance of a farmer's market, that all of the members of the market understand the plan, have access to a copy, and know what to do in case of an emergency, everything from a natural disaster to an active aggressor or active shooter kind of situation. So why is it important to have these plans? It shows the public the business is responsible and concerned about safety. It protects you, the market, the farm, the employees, family, everyone else, and the property during a crisis kind of event. It also helps litigation to show that you are doing your best things you can do to be prepared for the emergency and deal with the consequences. It also thwarts Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen. So having a plan in writing makes a big difference. Emergency action plans can be as simple as this. We've developed one very similar. It's in a flip chart form. On our website, which I'll show you in just a second, you can download this in a PowerPoint presentation and then edit it to be very specific to your farm or your farmer's market for every type of emergency you might be addressing. And then this kind of a flip chart could be handed out to help people prepare and help them to be part of that response to any kind of emergency situation. Here's what it looks like when you're on the website, and then you just cut it off at the red bar. It's downloadable, so you can put your farm name in here or your farmer's market name into this. The website is u.osu.edu/agritourismready, or on any search engine, you can search for agritourism ready. We're defining agritourism as everything from a farm market to a farmer's market on up to folks that have like corn mazes or wineries, things like that. This OSU Extension bulletin is online. Every part of it, besides just the flip chart, walks you through how to deal with risk management and how to write the plan for all kinds of different scenarios. It also has scenarios that you can do activities with employees or other market members to show them what might happen or how to address when an emergency does happen. So we talk about a roadmap as the first start of this plan. The roadmap is a plan page for each topic. So a topic might be a natural disaster. It might be a fire. It might be an electrical outage. It might be a cell phone tower outage in the event of a farmer's market that needs that for Square and EBT. So each type of activity or topic has a separate page. Then it's a checklist for each plan page. So who do we contact? Who do we call? What are the procedures? In the case of an active aggressor, it's something like run, hide, fight, things like that. So depending on what the situation is, the checklist is going to be different. Third, it's setting up a support team. So it's contacting local emergency preparedness folks. In Ohio, every county has an emergency office for that county that helps plan for natural disasters. They can help you with that. It's looking at local fire departments. Do they have a map, know how to get to your place? Local emergency squads, do they know where to go? Especially in a farmer's market situation where there's a lot of vendors, where's that one place they can drive in to help somebody that was in need of help? Fourth, start to work your plan into place. So it's addressing that. Does it actually work in practice? And then implementing it. And then implementation is not only having the flip chart ready, but training people on how to use that flip chart. What's nice about this flip chart format is it's not a binder that sits on the shelf. It's not a binder that nobody sees. It's something that you can regularly look at. It's something you can open up onto the specific page to deal with the situation. So again, it's prepare, respond, recover from that emergency, and then improve practices for the next time something might happen. The support team in details. Local fire department, health department, especially with produce safety and potential food safety issues, the emergency management agency in the county, local sheriff, local police, possibly an attorney if you have someone helping you with that aspect of your operation, IT support, and even your insurance representative. The insurance representative, it's always a good idea to have them visit the site, understand what the hazards are, and help you correct anything that needs corrected. Each of those team members has a unique role. You can always host a familiarization tour of the farm market, agritourism operation, inviting those folks in, giving them something as a group so they know if an emergency happens, how they can get into the operation, what a map looks like, and how to help people. Also, provide a copy of your finished product, that flip chart, to those team members so they know how you're dealing with emergencies as well. Starting the plan is sometimes not just listing the activity, but having all those contact numbers, whether it's the owner-operator's cell phone number, the market manager's cell phone number, whatever that is, to find the right person who might be on vacation on the day something happens, fire, sheriff, squad numbers, even things like gas or electrical supplier. So if something, transformer blows or something that's on a weekend, you have someone to call to try to remedy the situation. The health department for food and produce safety issues, insurance, IT, even equipment dealers. And that equipment dealer could be anything from a tractor and wagon on down to the folks that run the EBT equipment or Square to figure out what can we do to get these things up and running for our business. Also, city, county, and state organizations and other folks you can plan. So getting that group together helps you plan on what are the contact numbers we need. This roadmap that we talked about earlier is ultimately important. For every page, thinking about how to prepare, write the plan, how to respond when a situation does happen. And a lot of times that's a checklist of 1, 2, 3, how to do that. For example, on a lost child, it's number 1, make sure nobody leaves the area. Number 2, make sure we know what the child looks like, have a description, things like that. Recover, so we notify everyone that the child's been found, and then improve on what can we do better next time. So this roadmap is ultimately important. So starting this in general, it's filling in the pages you can download from the website, the online bulletin, just like you would with your management team. Start it yourself. What are the things I think we need to get started on to start a discussion? Second, when you get home after you start doing that or get to the business, review and update with the management team and market vendors to show them, here's what maybe you thought of that I didn't think of. Number 3, when the plans are really good enough draft, then that's the time to get that support team in to help review. And they'll make lots of adjustments and changes to that as well. That's number 4, making those final adjustments. And then finally, implement the plan, print those flip charts to hang up on site, train employees. And a lot of times when it comes to employees and members of the market, we really need to think about how we train people to ensure they take us seriously for emergencies. So first is planning how we're going to train. So we're going to say, well, today we're going to really focus on a medical emergency. It could be a slip and fall. So we make up a list. Okay, we have our plan sheet, and maybe we make up a little scenario of grandma was walking through the market. She fell down. She says her hip hurts. And so we plan that activity out. Then we tell the employee or the group, here's what we're going to do. We're going to help this person in this way. We're going to go through procedures in this way. Tell them exactly what's going to happen. Then showing them is actually walking through some kind of scenario, having somebody play grandma and actually what do we do? What is the process? Do we pick her up first? Do we not pick her up first? What are those things, and did they do it according to the plan? So we're going to show them how to do that. Then we're going to have them actually do it. So instead of us playing the role of the manager in the situation and that role play, then they're going to play the manager. They're going to walk through making sure that that plan is followed. And then after it's done, review. So then we're reviewing, this is what went well, this is what we need to improve upon, we skipped a step, whatever that was. So everything in training is plan, tell, show, do, review. And more details are available on our website. Starting the plan with maps is very important. Property and maps, directions to fields, access points between vendors, facility maps where maybe chemicals might be stored or first aid kits, landscape maps, things like that. Here's an example of a farmer's market in New York City, laying out exactly where those markets are, where the vendors are, where those streets intersect, very specific of what's going to happen. If we're going to develop this into a map then for emergency responders, we would put in maybe a Red Cross or something where they have access to pull them to different sites. So this is really important for them to be able to know, how do I get to the person that's hurt? Here's even a bigger one for an agritourism operation, and we've marked with X's where the emergency vehicle would actually come in. It would not come in the main driveway where regular cars are coming in, and then the specific points of where they might have to go, depending on if it's a slip and fall on a zip line or whether it's somebody that got hurt on a jumping pillow, things like that. Where can that squad get in to help someone? And then there's minimal elements for this emergency action plan on our website that you can go through. And there's also, think about an employee alarm system. So this might be a bell that rings. It might be a text alert kind of that makes a specific sound that alerts to them, this is the kind of emergency we're dealing with. It might be a tornado that's coming, whatever it is. And then the training requirements and what we want them to do. Emergency action plans must be, again, in writing, kept in the workplace, available to all the employees for review, and communicating it orally as well, and documenting training. And we'll go through some details on that. You can see them on the website. Here's some examples of emergency action plans from OSHA that talk about, you can look on their website and just Google that, planning and responding to workplace emergencies, what would actually happen. You can start your plan and go through this type of activity at u.osu.edu/agritourismready. On that website, it has the flip chart you can download, and it goes through the risk management we've talked about, as well as several scenarios to implement at your farm or farmer's market. Thank you.